If you don't learn to think rich, the world will train you to stay broke. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our channel. I hope you're doing great. Today, we're diving deep into something that can completely transform your life. How to make more money. Not by luck, not by shortcuts, but by learning the real truths about wealth that most people will never tell you. If you've been stuck, struggling, or just tired of never having enough, this video is for you. Because the truth is, you're not just broke in your wallet. You might be broke in your confidence, your energy, and your belief that life can be different. But nobody talks about this kind of broke, because everyone is too busy pretending. Let's be honest, you're tired. Tired of watching other people win. Tired of fake gurus selling empty dreams. Tired of working hard and still living small. Here's the truth most won't say out loud. No one is coming to save you. Not your job. Not your degree. Not your family. Not your government. Not your horoscope. If you don't decide to become rich, in mind and skill and in focus, you'll live and die trapped in the same loop of fear, salary, bills, and regret. And I'm not just talking about money. I'm talking about building a life where you are truly free. Free from fear. Free from begging. Free from playing small. Because you don't want money for the numbers. You want it for the power to control your own life. This video isn't about getting rich quick. It's about never being broke again. So don't just watch this video. Feel it. Let every word shake you. Let it offend you. Let it wake you up. Because you deserve to live a powerful life. But that life starts only after brutal honesty and uncomfortable truth. Let's begin. Your brain is the headquarters of your wealth, yet most people never train it to create money. Your brain is either a money machine, solving problems, thinking clearly and spotting opportunities, or a money blocker, full of fear, excuses, procrastination, and limiting beliefs. The truth is, you're not broke because of your wallet. You're broke because of your mindset. And here's the scary part. Your brain doesn't care whether you're rich or poor. It only follows what you train it to believe, repeat, and chase. If your brain is trained to survive, it avoids risk. If it's trained to complain, it finds problems. If it's trained to consume, it stays lazy. But if you train it to focus, to build, to sell, to solve, to lead, money starts coming to you, not by luck, but because your mind becomes a magnet for value. Let me give you an example. Liam had no money, no family support, and no lucky breaks. But he had one thing. He was sick of feeling poor. Every morning, before doing anything else, he trained his mind. He read just one page of a good book. He told himself, I will become valuable. He learned one new word in English. He practiced thinking instead of scrolling. He asked, what skill can I learn that the world will pay for? Slowly, his brain changed. He stopped comparing. He stopped waiting. He started building. And within 3 years, he was earning money online, using only what he had learned. He didn't get rich by luck. He got rich because he trained his mind like a weapon, while others wasted time scrolling, sleeping, or complaining. You can't make rich decisions with a poor thinking brain. If your mind is lazy, your money will disappear. If your brain is trained for comfort, it will reject growth. Most people aren't broke. They're just mentally soft. So, how do you train your brain, even when you're broke? Write one money-making idea daily, even if it's bad. Replace entertainment with education for 1 hour a day. Use YouTube as a teacher, not as a distraction. Speak and think in English. It's the global language of opportunity. Say this every morning. I am becoming valuable. I am becoming unstoppable. I am training for wealth. Ask better questions, not why am I broke, but how can I add more value today? If you don't train your mind to make money, someone else will train to spend money, and you'll stay broke forever. Your job is not just to work. Your job is to think better, learn faster, and stay sharper. This is Rule 1, and it's the root of everything. If this rule doesn't change, nothing else will. This rule will offend people, especially the ones who work hard their whole life but are still broke. But sometimes the truth has to hurt before it can heal. The world isn't fair, but the economy is brutally honest. It doesn't care how hard you work. It only cares how valuable you are. You can wake up at 4 a.m., sweat for 10 hours, carry bricks, clean floors, and still not earn enough to breathe freely, while someone else sits at a desk for 3 hours, writes one line of code, closes one deal, and earns in a day what you make in 6 months. That's not luck. That's value. Because money doesn't chase effort. It chases impact. Value means you solve a real problem. You do it in a unique, skillful way. You do it for the right people. And you do it better than others. Here's the truth. There are people who work hard. And there are people who work in a way the world rewards. A man in a village carrying 50 bricks on his head. That's effort. But machines can now do it faster, so the world doesn't value it. Another man builds a website where thousands can book services. That's value. Less effort, more impact. Another example. A woman spends hours making paper art, cutting, crafting, bleeding through her fingers, but earns $3 per piece. She's tired, unseen, struggling. Another person creates a Canva template, uploads it online, and sells it 1,000 times a day. She never meets a customer, yet her income grows while she sleeps. Why? Because one chased perfection, the other chased scalable value. Working hard without being valuable is like shouting in a language no one understands. You're screaming, but the world can't hear you. If you want more money, ask yourself every day, how can I become more valuable to more people? Starting today? Not in theory. In skills, clarity, service, and problem solving. You become valuable when you know something people need. You can do something others can't. You can explain it, sell it, and deliver it. You help others save time, energy, or emotion. You don't just work. You deliver results. And here's the golden rule of high earners. The faster and better you solve important problems, the more you'll be paid. Now, beware of 3 types of effort that never create wealth. Blind repetition, doing the same thing anyone can do. Example, 8 hours of data entry, easily replaced. Invisible effort, working hard in private with no results shown. Example, studying forever, never applying. Misplaced effort, helping people who don't value or pay for your time. The income you dream of is hiding inside a skill you haven't mastered yet. This rule isn't optional, because skills are the new money. If you don't have them, you'll stay stuck. If you build them, you'll be free. Most people say, I want to make more money. But they never ask, what skill am I learning that actually creates income? Why? Because school never taught them this. Because society said, just work hard. Because no one ever told them that money is simply a reward for solving problems. Your skills are your tools. Without them, you're powerless. With them, you're unstoppable. These are real-world skills that solve real problems. And people pay to have those problems solved. Communication and public speaking. Copywriting and sales. Design, branding, and UX. Coding, app and web development. Marketing, SEO, and ads. Video editing and content creation. English fluency and online teaching. Consulting, leadership delegation. Systems building and strategic thinking. If you don't upgrade your skill set, your dream life stays just that, a dream. If you don't sharpen your tools, you'll keep swinging at the tree and never see it fall. Remember, a man with a sharp axe can do in 10 minutes what another man can't do in 3 hours with a blunt stick. People say, I'm not paid enough. The truth? You're not paid by your effort. You're paid by the market value of your skill. If you're doing something a million others can do, you're replaceable. If you're doing something rare, in demand, and powerful, you're irreplaceable. Here's a story. A young man worked as a waiter. He smiled, stayed late, worked hard, but he realized there was a ceiling. So for 6 months, after every shift, he studied digital marketing on his cracked phone. No expensive courses, just free YouTube and blogs. He practiced ads, copywriting, and building sales pages. One day, he offered to run ads for a local gym for free. They got 22 new clients in a week. He started charging $300 a month, then $1,000, then built his own agency. Today, he earns $18,000 per month from a laptop. Same man, different skill, different life. If you don't learn new skills, you'll keep begging for opportunities. But if you master high-value skills, opportunities will beg for you. So how do you start? Even as a beginner? Pick one high-income skill. Not 10. Focus is freedom. Practice daily, even 30 minutes. Offer your skill for free at first. Prove your value. Collect testimonials. Build trust. Raise your price as your skill grows. Create a small portfolio. Even 3 good examples can get you paid. Use English daily to double your reach. Money isn't magic. It flows to problem solvers. And the better you solve problems, the faster it flows. Learn a skill. Practice it like your life depends on it. Because it does. You could be the most talented person in the world, skilled, disciplined, consistent, but if nobody knows you, nobody pays you. And that's the silent tragedy of millions of people. They're brilliant, but invisible. And the marketplace doesn't reward invisible excellence. It rewards visible value. Think about 2 restaurants. One is hidden down a side street. Amazing food, perfect service. But no signboard, no Instagram, no delivery app. It's always empty. The other restaurant? Average food, but it's on the main road. Big signs, bright lights, beautiful photos, and ads everywhere. It's full every single day. What's the difference? One chased perfection. The other chased visibility. In today's world, attention is capital. It's a currency that buys opportunity. If you can attract attention and use it with purpose, you'll never struggle with money again. Because attention builds trust. Trust builds clients. And clients build wealth. Visibility equals credibility equals profitability. So, how do you get attention? You don't have to be loud. You don't have to dance or act fake. You just have to show up consistently where people are already looking. Create content around your skill. Share your progress publicly. Offer value for free, especially at the start. Use platforms like YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, X. Answer questions. Make tutorials. Share stories. Show your face, or at least your voice. Someone right now is searching for exactly what you can do. But they can't find you because you're hiding. You don't need to be the best. You just need to be seen, trusted, and remembered. Stop saying, I'm not ready. Stop saying, I don't want to post. Because invisibility is the enemy of income. Light bulb attention is the oxygen of modern money. Don't just work hard, be discoverable. Don't just be great, be seen. Because your next opportunity, your next client, your next breakthrough is already looking for you. But they'll only find you if you show up. Most people stay broke, not because they lack potential, but because they're secretly waiting for someone to change their life. Waiting for a promotion. Waiting for motivation. Waiting for luck. Waiting for the right moment. But the truth is brutal. Nothing changes until you do. Your situation might not be your fault, but it is your responsibility. You keep waiting for someone to push you, believe in you, or give you a chance. But here's the real truth. No one is coming. not your manager, not your parents, not your government, not even your God. A boy once said, "I'll start my business when I get some money, when I'm ready." 3 years passed, nothing changed, because he was waiting for the world to move first. Think about the gym. Every January it's full of motivated people. By February, 80% disappear. Why? Because they relied on motivation instead of ownership. They wanted the gym to fix them, not their own discipline. Money works the same way. People want shortcuts, saviors, and secrets. What they need is responsibility. The moment you say, "I don't care who didn't support me. I don't care what I don't have. I will find a way," that's the moment your life begins to shift. Because when you stop looking outside, you start building from the inside. That's when your brain wakes up, your standards rise, your energy changes, and you stop tolerating poverty as if it's normal. Speech balloon responsibility is power. Every time you blame, you hand that power away. So take it back. Stand up. Take ownership of your results, your skills, and your destiny. Because no one is coming to save you, but you can save yourself. You're not broke because you're unlucky. You're broke because you haven't paid the full price required to escape poverty. Every level of life has a cost, not in money, but in time, pain, focus, and sacrifice. The truth is harsh. Most people want freedom, but not the discomfort that builds it. They want a better life, but refuse to leave the comfort zone that's killing them. They dream of more income without learning, confidence without failure, and respect without consistent effort. But every reward demands a price, and success never goes on discount. Every person you admire has paid a price that would break most people. They've walked through sleepless nights, humiliation, rejection, and endless uncertainty. That's the unseen side of greatness, invisible suffering that turns ordinary people into extraordinary creators. There was a young man who understood this truth early. A school dropout with no plan B, no money, no help. He locked himself in a tiny rented room for 18 months. No friends, no parties, no entertainment. Just hunger. He studied copywriting 10 hours a day on a broken laptop, while others scrolled through their phones. He turned loneliness into focus, rejection into fuel, pain into purpose. He applied for 50 jobs and got rejected 47 times. But he kept going. Every rejection made him sharper. Every failure carved him into something stronger. By the 19th month, he earned $2,000. By the 27th, $10,000. By the third year, he was financially free. His formula was simple. Suffer now so you don't suffer forever. While others were relaxing, he was sharpening. While others waited, he worked. While others complained, he paid the price. And that's the real secret. You don't get to be rich without paying. You only choose what to pay with sacrifice or struggle. Imagine life as a mountain. At the top is your dream, peace, freedom, fulfillment. But the climb is steep, cold, painful. Most people quit halfway and tell themselves they never wanted the top anyway. But a few keep climbing, no matter how much it hurts. They don't complain because they know the view from the top is only for those who bleed to get there. If you're still asking for shortcuts, you're asking to stay stuck. If you're still avoiding discomfort, you're choosing a lifetime of struggle. The rich don't chase balance, they chase growth. Success is prepaid. The payment method is pain. Pay in full, pay in advance. But pay, because nothing great is ever discounted. Most people don't fail because they're weak. They fail because they settle too early. They get one job, one promotion, one success, and they think it's enough. But the universe punishes comfort. The moment you relax, you start to decline. There was a designer who hustled for 2 years, building skills day and night, taking low-paying jobs just to grow. Then one day he made it, Big clients, big money, big praise. But success made him slow. He stopped learning, stopped improving, stopped caring. Within months, his best clients left. His work went stale, and his confidence disappeared. Not because he failed, but because he thought he'd already won. Growth dies when satisfaction begins. Success becomes your downfall the moment. It becomes your excuse to stop. The world keeps moving, and if you don't move with it, you fall behind. Think of a boat paddling upstream. The moment you stop rowing, the current pulls you backward. That's how life works. You don't pause, you regress. Skills fade. Discipline weakens. Motivation dies. Progress isn't permanent. It must be renewed daily. The rich stay rich not because they made money once, but because they keep learning, keep adapting, keep growing. Every day they ask, how can I improve just 1% more today? And that question keeps them alive. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. Every day you think, I've done enough, someone hungrier is replacing you. Every day you say, I'm good now, your edge dulls a little more. The world doesn't reward the once great. It rewards the forever improving. Success is not a destination. It's maintenance. You don't reach it and stop. You reach it and start again, stronger. Hunger is the real currency of the successful. Comfort is the silent killer of ambition. Stay humble. Stay hungry. Stay growing. Because the moment you stop evolving, you start sinking. The world doesn't pay you for working hard. It pays you for solving problems that matter. But the smartest people go further. They create the problem first. They see what others don't. They notice pain points, gaps, and frustrations, and they turn them into opportunities. That's how innovation is born. Most people wait to be hired. Wait for a chance. Wait for someone to tell them what to do. But those who create their own doors and walk through them, they don't wait for the market. They make the market. Uber didn't wait for taxis to get better. Airbnb didn't wait for hotels to change. Apple didn't wait for someone to invent the future. They built it. They created awareness of a new problem, and then solved it better than anyone else. That's how wealth is born. You don't need permission. You need perception. You need to see what others ignore. Find pain that no one else is solving, or make people realize what's missing, and then deliver solution like it was obvious all along. Every problem solved equals income earned. Every problem discovered equals opportunity unlocked. Your creativity is your currency. Stop asking who will hire me, and start asking, what can I create that the world needs? The best opportunities aren't found. They're invented. You don't need to be a genius, just observant and bold. Every frustration is a business idea in disguise. Every complaint is a future product. If you can identify pain and remove it, you'll never be broke. The internet gave you the world's attention for free. Use it. Build something. Share something. Sell something. Stop waiting for someone to open a door. Build your own. Because money doesn't chase workers. It chases creators. And the richest people alive didn't wait for the world to change. They built a new one. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose clients and win better ones. You can lose jobs and find new ones. But if you waste time, you are burning the one currency you can never earn again. That's the truth poor people ignore. They treat time like it's infinite, while the rich treat time like it's gold. Time turns skill into mastery. Time turns ideas into income. Time turns effort into freedom. When you waste it, you're not just losing hours. You're losing potential, compounding, and momentum. Time is your compounding machine. If you invest it in learning, creating, and building, it multiplies. But if you give it to scrolling, gossiping, or complaining, it vanishes and takes your dreams with it. Every just 5 more minutes. Every I'll start next week. Every I'm tired today. Those are lies your lazy brain tells you to keep you stuck. Every wasted minute is an invisible debt you'll pay for later. Your habits are time signatures. Just one more video turns into a lost hour. Just one more rest day turns into a lost year. Success doesn't require more time. It requires better use of it. The way you spend your hours is the way you build your life. Time is more valuable than money because time creates money. If you want to be rich, don't start by counting your rupees. Start by counting your minutes. Every second you waste, someone else is using it to learn, build, and grow. And 6 months later, that person will be ahead of you, not because they were smarter, but because they respected time. Success is not about speed. It's about priority. One of the biggest reasons people stay broke is because they're addicted to looking successful instead of becoming successful. They want the appearance of wealth more than the reality of it. They buy phones they can't afford, clothes they don't need, cars that don't match their income, all to impress people who aren't even watching. Here's the truth. Most people you think are rich are drowning in debt. They've just mastered the art of disguising insecurity. Real wealth whispers. Fake wealth screams. The truly rich don't need validation. They're too busy building. The guy who rides a bus but owns stocks is richer than the one who drives a luxury car on loan. The woman who wears the same jeans every week but invests in real estate is wealthier than the one showing off designer bags on credit. The richest people don't look rich. They look free. There was a young man who earned $5,000 a month at his first job. New phone, fancy dinners, weekend trips. His Instagram looked like success. People commented, "You're living the dream." But behind the scenes, his account was empty, his bills unpaid, his mind restless. When his company downsized, his entire image collapsed. It took him 2 years to rebuild, not his finances, but his mindset. Pretending drained him more than debt ever did. Looking rich is easy. Being rich is hard. Looking rich is temporary. Being rich is silent, disciplined, and long-term. True wealth has no logo, no audience, no show. It's in your savings, your investments, your skills, your peace of mind. You can impress the world and stay broke, or ignore the world for 2 years and never worry about money again. Stop chasing applause from people who don't pay your bills. Stop performing success. Start building freedom. Because when you quietly build while everyone else performs, you win forever. Here's the mindset gap that keeps most people broke. Poor people spend money to feel rich, while rich people invest money to become richer. When you earn $15 and instantly spend $10, you're training your brain that money is meant to disappear. That pattern becomes a habit. That habit becomes your lifestyle. That lifestyle becomes your trap. There was a girl who sold handmade candles online. She made her first $200 profit and instantly spent it. New clothes, food, a little celebration. The next week, sales dropped. She had no money left for materials, ads, or packaging. And she said, "Business is hard." But the truth? She didn't build. She burned. Her friend did the opposite. She also earned $200, but she reinvested $150. Better packaging, better photos, better systems. Her sales doubled, then tripled. She wasn't chasing money. She was building it. That's the difference between poor and rich thinking. Poor mindset says, "I made money. I deserve to spend it." Rich mindset says, "I made money. I need to multiply it." If you can't manage $100, you'll lose $1,000. If you can't respect $50, you'll waste $5,000. It's not about how much you earn. It's about how you use what you earn. Rich people use money as a tool. Poor people use it as a trophy. The rich build systems that make their money grow while they sleep. The poor buy things that fade the moment they swipe their card. The shift is simple. Stop using money to prove your worth. Start using it to protect your future. Because wealth isn't built by showing off what you earn. It's built by investing what you keep. The day you stop chasing luxury and start chasing leverage is the day your financial freedom truly begins. Most people don't realize that their relationship with money starts the moment they receive it. Every time you get paid, you're not just holding cash. You're holding a test of discipline, vision, and control. Poor people see money as a reward. Rich people see it as a resource. The difference isn't income. It's instinct. If you earn $15 and instantly spend $10 on comfort, you've taught your brain a dangerous lesson. Money must disappear. That habit becomes a pattern, and the pattern becomes your poverty. But when you choose to invest before you spend, everything changes. Even if it's just $10 saved, $5 reinvested, $1 used to learn. That's how freedom starts. There was a young woman who sold handmade candles online. Her first $200 felt like a dream. She celebrated, shopped, and smiled until her sales dropped. No money left for materials, no ads, no progress. Her dream died because her spending lived too fast. Her friend made the same $200, but treated it differently. She reinvested into better packaging, clearer photos, and a website. Within months, her profits tripled because she didn't chase validation. She chased growth. The lesson is simple. You don't build wealth by spending. You build it by multiplying. Every dollar can either die in your hands or work for you. Poor thinking says, I made money. I deserve to spend it. Rich thinking says, I made money. I deserve to grow it. If you can't manage $100, you'll never manage $10,000. Because wealth is not about how much you earn. It's about how you treat what you earn. Every time money comes in, ask one question. How much of this can I save, invest, or reinvest? Not what can I buy. Start small. Save 10%. Invest 10%. Learn with 10%. Even $20 used to improve your skills is more powerful than $200 wasted for attention. Poor people see money as a moment. Rich people see it as momentum. Every dollar you keep and redirect toward growth becomes a seed. Every impulsive expense becomes a lost branch. And when you plant enough seeds, one day your money will start working harder than you ever could. That's when you stop surviving and start building. Success isn't luck, it's design. Every free person you admire built systems, while others made excuses. Broke people call the rich lucky. They say he had connections, she had support, he was born privileged. She was just early. But behind every lucky person is someone who did the work when no one watched. They studied while others scrolled. They created while others consumed. They built systems, habits that compound. There was a boy from a small rural town. No Wi-Fi, no rich friends, just one old phone and a dream. He didn't wait for opportunity. He designed it. He watched one English video daily, practiced freelancing at night, wrote for imaginary clients, researched real businesses. He built himself like a system, one rule, one habit, one day at a time. He had a daily checklist, one skill upgrade, one business idea, one pitch, one rejection. He tracked his growth like a machine. And 3 years later, that same boy was earning more in a month than his father did in a year. No magic, no luck, just structure. Think of success like building a house. You don't accidentally end up with 3 bedrooms and a balcony. You plan, lay foundations, and build brick by brick. If your days have no plan, your dreams will have no structure. You'll keep hoping for a miracle that never comes. Rich people don't stumble into wealth, they schedule it. Every system, saving, learning, investing, building, becomes a part of the engine that drives their freedom. You don't get rich by chance. You get rich by choice. And that choice must be made every single day. Decide what your mornings look like, what distractions you'll remove, what habits you'll repeat. Because when you stop relying on luck and start designing your success, you take control of your destiny. If you still think it's about luck, that's exactly why you're losing. Here's the hardest truth of all. You are the problem, but you are also the solution. Most people blame everything. Their parents, the system, their boss, their city, their past, even the algorithm. They say, I didn't get the chance. But the truth is, they didn't take the chance. Blame feels good for 5 minutes. Ownership changes your life forever. There was a woman, 34, divorced, raising a child alone. She blamed everyone for her situation, until one morning she looked in the mirror and said, I'm done blaming. I want control. That day, she wrote one line, if I am the problem, then I am also the solution. She woke 30 minutes early, learned marketing at night, practiced writing during her daughter's naps, offered free help to small businesses, built results, then charged, then scaled. 2 years later, she wasn't just earning more. She was living free, not because life changed, but because she did. The moment you say, it's my fault I waste time, it's my fault I don't learn daily, it's my fault I don't save, that's the birth of your new life. Because if it's your fault, it's also your fix. The biggest enemy is not the economy. It's your excuses. The greatest asset is not your bank account. It's your responsibility. You are not stuck because of the world. You're stuck because you haven't decided to break yourself out. And the day you stop waiting for rescue and start building your escape, that's the day you win. Rule 13 is not just a lesson. It's a turning point. It's where your old life ends and your new one begins.